My name is Kevin, and I would like to present to you my final project for CS50 Python, and it is called the minimum variance portfolio. So the basic idea is to ask the user to input two out of these five FANG companies, which stands for Facebook, or now Meta, Apple, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. And from those two inputted companies, I would take their stock and create a portfolio so that the risk would be as low as possible, hence the minimum variance portfolio. I use a couple libraries. NumPy was for calculations, Datetime was to get the dates, and Yfinance is to extract the stock prices of these individual stocks. So a couple of functions that I created. One would be get stocks, which was to make sure that the input was indeed part of the FANG companies. Get returns is to extract the prices from the Yahoo Finance library and calculate the daily returns. And from that, I would calculate the annual mean standard deviation or volatility measure of risk and covariance, which are technical terms, but I use them to calculate the portfolio weight, which is how much you should allocate each stock for the portfolio. And from that, I would get the expected portfolio returns and the expected portfolio volatility or its risk. And so an example of an output would be to say you take Meta and Apple, and it would tell you to allocate 21.66% in Meta and 78.34% in Apple, and that would give you a portfolio with an expected annual return of about 21.08% and expected return volatility of 27.23%. Now, volatility is a technical term, so you can read the two lines below to understand it a little bit more. But I also leave the annual returns and the volatility of the S&P 500 just as like a benchmark, because the S&P 500 index is one that is invested in by a lot of people, considered safe. And for testing, I would just go over the weight, the mean, and the volatility because they are not too complex. Now, if I run this in real time, and let's say we choose Amazon and Netflix, it would tell you to allocate about 76.36% in Amazon, 23.64% in Netflix, and that would give you a return a lot higher than that of the S&P 500, similar to our Apple and Meta example from before, but also the risk is a lot higher. And just quickly run over the PyTest to make sure that everything works just fine.